you everyone. Again, thank you. Welcome everyone, welcome, thank you again. So I just talk really about again, it is reminding of our practice in meditation, of course, everything, all that what we went through last month or last time until today. We've been in a minute, we already know that. So today, again, at all, what we've been talking last time, it is about the Dayan Paramata, all the concentrators, and among the 6 paramatas, it is the 5th paramatas. Again, we lay out and divide it into 3 groups. The beginning group, noble, in the middle noble, and the concluding noble. And every time when we started to practice this or reflect on the teaching, always in the teaching said correct the motivations. That means that we have also not incorrect motivations. Many times we do incorrect. But if we do listen and reflect the practice of the teaching with incorrect motivation, then it really becomes diluted. Many times in the teaching it said, if you don't do the practice as Dharma, then Dharma will become almost like opposite of that. How that happened? Because it's motivation, intention. If we correct the motivation, then it correct all. If we don't correct, it diluted. Even it's good. It's the same way like beautiful, like nectar. Something delicious, the nectar in a golden bowl. If we put the poison in there, then even though it's a big bowl of the nectar in a golden bowl, but small amount of poison will dilute it. It will lose the value. Instead, it becomes natural, it becomes like that, the toxic. So that's really what I always in the teaching said. For that reason, great teacher Buddha Shakyamuni said, always reflect the mind, correct the mind. Correct the mind. What in the teaching said, correct the body, correct the speech, correct the mind, but among that, mind is so powerful, that's so crucial. For that reason, what even in the teaching we chant, if you tame your own mind, that is my teaching. Time, that is Buddha teaching. Timing is so important. So that's what correct motivation is so important. And that is the beginning good. Noble, beginning noble. And beginning noble is again joy, appreciation, bodhicitta, purity understanding or purity realization of the Vajrayana teaching with beautiful devotions. When we meditate and start practices, then we need really the devotions. Devotion is so important. Without the devotions, we won't get really realizations in the teaching set. It's like sunlight. Without the sunlight, no matter how much fertilizer we put and all that ingredient to trying to have the growth of the fruit or vegetable, without the sunlight, it won't really happen. Something we have to substitute the sun because even in the modern time, the technology time, they even don't have the sunlight, but they put some electric light or something substitute. Same way, devotion is so important. It's not dogma, it's not skeptical, it's not just kind of like beliefs or things, but that makes a difference. You can witness ourselves, we can witness our own self, and we have to put the devotion or ingredient. So devotion is important. With that, and now we go to the middle part, middle nobles. Noble is the 6th paramata I've been talking that, and we went through those kind of like one after another, slowly we went. And today again I told this Dhyan Paramatas. Something je Bharatu Sampas. Something in it, something. It is Dhyan Paramatas. And the Dhyan Paramata is like concentration. It's simple to tell is concentration. So that means the present time our mind is not always concentrated. That means the mind is very scattered and distracted. So that Dhyan Paramata will help to bring calm down mind, to essentialize it so that we can focus something, not scattered. When we're scattered, what is happening? We're scattered with all the emotions. And the emotions are wandering in the object of the 5 sensory pleasure objects. Form, beautiful sound, beautiful smell, beautiful taste, beautiful touch, beautiful feelings, or whatever. We really distracted all that. We distract of the past, those thoughts, present that thought, in the future that thought. We are always out. Our senses are all the time out, trying to craving that, searching, looking. And then there is between hope and fears, challenge, back and forth, clashing that, and then dragging down us down to that, and then kind of bumping up a little bit up, and again dragging down. We went on and off with that one. And that is trouble. That is samsara in the Buddha teaching. That really makes all this. So many things. We think we happen to ourselves or smarten that reality. According to teaching, we bang into our own head by our own fist, no one else doing that. And so for that reason, taming mind is so important. When we time the mind, when you have the concentration, it will bring the beautiful quality, beautiful hidden quality of the mind. Courage, commitment, confidence, calm, peaceful, soothing, calming, fulfillment, relaxing, really. All that atmosphere is just really kind of like, just a bomb, like as a spring. It's like booming, one after another, it's showing up there. That's what really is so important, to be honest. So again, before that, then of course we mentioned, or I mentioned quite a few times, and you know that mind is so important. It controls everything, both samsara and nirvana. So for that reasons, then concentration is so important and so powerful. And from there we started nirvana. So for that reason, again we told that. And I said the other day, then to do concentration is then do the retreat. That's what we discussed before, retreat. Retreat has two retreats, physical retreat, mental retreat. Or in Tibet, Lu Vempa and Si Vempas. Those I discussed it and I listed that. And in order to do that, we have that Vempa, what in the teaching said by the great master Kamalachara, summarized all those 6. Those are the cause of the good meditation, good practices. Or those are the 6 conditions, cause and conditions to have good meditation, good practice. But at the same time, they are the maintaining of the meditation and the practices. And it will bring fulfillment that. So those are 6 are, again, I'm talking the 6 is not 6 paramata. It's part of the 6 paramata, but I'm talking those 6. I listed. And you, believe me, you remember that, or maybe even you wrote that down. And those, again, the first one is stay in favorable places. That's the number 1. That's what I said already. I'm repeating what I said last time. Favorable places. Stay in favorable places. And the second is less desire. That I said. I'm not saying, I'm saying that because that's what the great master Kamalachala said. And that's what the Buddha taught. And the third is more contentment. Content. That is. And then fourth is good morality, good conduct. Good conduct. That's what he said. Fifth is less activities. Reduce the activities. And 6th is less thought. That is retreat. That is retreat of the beginning. That is retreat of the middle. That is retreat of the final stages. Think of that opposite side. I already went through those last time. Stay in favorable places. If we don't stay in unfavorable places. If we stay in unfavorable places. If we have more desires, less content, no good conduct, and more activities, more thoughts, then that is not retreat, that is not meditation, that is not the practitioners. we're losing the very fundamental goal and essential point of the practices. Following Dharma, even we want some gain, good result, achievement. If we don't have those things, our practice is almost becomes surface. It's only hovering on the surface, not taking the root. Root is in the air. That is what. See that. So that's why it said it's cause and conditions of good practice. That 6 is good cause and condition of good practices, but also same time that's a good cause and condition to maintain it. That means now, as we have started practice, we like to be continual, maintain a growth. We would like to get growth. We like a development, successful. Those are the tips. Those are the 6 tips. Really, 6 tips. If we continue to maintain the 6, it will bloom the flowers, the enlightenment. What are your goals? For example, that means in Buddhism, the goal of the Arhatahood, goal of a particular Buddhas, goal of a Bodhisattva or Bodhisattva will bloom, shine beautifully. That. And to do that, then when you have those cause, 6 cause and those tips to maintain it, then there is, I went again, 5 obstacles. That is more related with the practices. Now we are in a beautiful retreat. All those six are you piled out. You gear up those 6, the cause and the condition. Now you're practicing. You begin to do the intensive practices and make the time schedule all the practices. Every doing practice now we did, and those are I listed when 5 obstacles. That was great Master Maitreya said. 5. I went that again last time. And also, of course, you all know that many times, many great masters. What I'm talking is the same teaching by all the great masters, all the teachers. They did the same thing, following the Buddha teaching. So this is what Buddha teaching. Teaching is the Buddhism teaching, is the Mahayana teachings. And so those 5 obstacles. Those are the 5 obstacles. 2 obstacles I went in the obstacle for the beginning of the practice, to start the practices. And one practice that is, one obstacle is the obstacle of the during the practices, meditation. Now 2 obstacles, I said, obstacles to the growth, development, progresses. Those are the 5 obstacles I've said. Those are called in the Tibetan teachings, something je nipa nga. 5 errors of the mistakes. 5 errors or the mistakes of the practices. Practices. Those are again very crucial, important tips, pointing highlight of our weaknesses. Weaknesses. You think, oh, there's so many numbers, this, what this. That the ego tricks. We like to do this kind of like without anything, then we like to just move, continually carrying on the samsara as we've been. We like to change, we like to correct, we like to activate it, we like to redirect our directions from the way we've been doing, from the beginning of time until now. That's what really our whole point of the practices. We set the beautiful goal and we set the spiritual kind of pathway. We're really going to do something to make the difference of that. I've been kind of tired and I've been bored of these samsara situations so long time. And of course, this lifetime, since this time I have the memories until now. That, but according to Buddha's teaching, this is not his first time. There've been many lifetimes, life after life. We've been in these times. Ups and downs, as we used the examples last time, that as the bees are trapped in the honey jars, big honey jars, and going up and down and up and down, there is no escaping out. We created such a dilemma, vastness of the duality, disrupts. Really, it's disturbing. disturbing, and as all everything is bouncing back to ourselves. According to Buddha's teaching, it's nobody else doing except ourselves. It's our own creations, our own nightmare. Our own nightmare, we are going on that troubles with nightmare. It's creation of our own mind. Same way. So now with that, this 5 the obstacles, 5 errors I listed. And today I'm going to list another 5 with support of that 5 errors. And you're going to remember, of course, of you, those who know already, it's just a reminder. Or it's just another that you heard already learned. But those people who don't know that, heard it, this is the tips again. Tips, and you remember that, and you're going to write down if it's possible that, or you can memorize that too. Either way. So first is number 1 is joy of the practices. Joy of the practice. So that means the joy, have the momentum of joy, appreciation, interesting of the practices. Whether it is Dharma meditation, whether it is sadhana practices, have joy. That first is joy. Second is effort. Effort. That means continuations. It doesn't mean continue whole day and night, but continuation of the everyday. Every day sun comes, sun sets, moon comes, moon sets, again sun comes, sun sets, breeze, air, rain, sun, shadow, what's called clothes. Every day there's a soothing continuation. The nature is continuing. We like to keep continuing moment. Same way. That is what means effort. Continue. Not just one time and once, what call it here. Sometimes once in the blue moon, do something and that kind of stuff. That is not going to work. If we want to change, that's not going to work. So continuation, effort. In the teaching, it says that effort means continuation. Every day, as we eat, as we have breakfast, every day we have lunch, every day we have dinner, every day between we have snacks. So really, it's a continuation. That's a continuation. That's what we're talking. Effort. Even though you have to make tea and this and that thing, this modern time in technology or development country is so easy, but still have to make effort. Effort. That is what talking effort. We're doing that, not doing that. That effort, we're not doing that with boring, tired, and all this kind of desperate situation. And we're doing that with joy. When you wake up only, oh, now I'm going to have breakfast. Kind of looking forward to the breakfast. Excitement, breakfast. Relax, enjoy. I mean, that's our joy. Joy in a continuation. And then, third one is mindfulness. Mindfulness. Remembering. Mindfulness is remembering. Remembering. Close to you, remember yourself, you remember around you, remembering others, remembering that what the instructions, that is remembering. Mindfulness is remembering. Remembering and keeping up that remembers. That is remember. It's also continuation. Now to do mindfulness, we need some degree effort too. So keeping that. If it's good, you should think, reflect. Don't forget that. Remember again, mindfulness. The next one is consciousness. Consciousness is checking up, check in, check out, check in, checking out, checking of our activity of the body, our activity of the speech, our activity of the mind. That means what I'm using the I, our, but it means actually myself. Checking up my mind, checking up my body's activity, checking our mind, speech activities, how I'm doing. And you become yourself as teacher, instructor, trainer. Trainer, that is consciousness. In Tibet, it's called Bayu. Gosam, also not by Shibyin. In Tibet, it's called Shibyin. Gosam Yain Taku Shibyin. Always kind of rechecking and checking out the activity of the three doors: body, speech, and mind. That is a fourth. Consciousness is a fourth. Fourth. The fifth one. Fifth one is balance, relax, equanimity, balance. In the Tibet, Tamyum, balance. That means not too forceful, not too loose. Just right amount of the speed, right amount. That is fifth. Those five are again tips of the support of to purify, to remove that five mistakes or five errors of the meditation or practice I listed, or the teaching listed what I did. They are the what's called the antidote, or they are the that will clear away those five obstacles of the practices that I listed, or the days. So now you know what? We know that. I mean, now of course you all know this. I'm not saying that you only know these things, but you all now what I went about the meditation. Meditation has two: body meditation and mind meditation. Or in other words, I use the other word, the body hermitage and mind hermitage. Two hermitages. Both are need. And in order to have that, those 6 cores or the condition of the meditation and the practices, as great Master Kamal Chala pointed out, I went through that. We went through that. Once you have that, now there's watch out. There's also 5 obstacles may occur during those times, or 5 mistakes. We went those listed, what are those highlighted obstacles. Now, today we went to purify, to remove that 5 mistakes of the meditation practice. There is 5. We went, and all those were the 5 tips. 5 tips of the meditation. And we have that all tools that we now got, all the instructions we got. Now we're going to put into the practices. Practice is then known as meditation. That's the beginning of meditation. Meditation begins with the postures. Those are the 7 postures of Buddha Vajrayana. So that means now we know now all the instructions, the tools, all how we act and how we do. We know all that, and everything is in our radar of the wisdoms. And now we are going to put in action and begin to practice. Practice is then the silent meditation and the chanting meditation of the Vajrayana sadhanas. Both are meditations, but begins with according the instruction, the teaching, and we have the capabilities and this capability, and it's not too difficult. Started with the 7 postures of the Buddha Vajrayanas. That is standard postures in the Buddha teaching, always mentioned in all the instructions of the practice lineages. Mention 7 postures of the Buddha Vajrayanas. Many of you already know those things. But I will go over those there. And today I will stop here again to this subject. I'm taking slowly and taking you, but we are progressing. We are too lovely. So I'm doing that, but you all know the 7 postures, I think already. But I'm going to repeat it next time. But tomorrow I will say those again one more time. And so that's it. And then you will say again, I'm sure, now you know, I know tomorrow what he's going to talk. Okay, he's going to talk that. So that, but I hope you will come back. Even though I'm going to talk the 7 postures, but And that, okay, thank you. Today with all those beautiful tools that were known, and now really begin to practice. If you do like to do it during this practice, 7 poses of Buddha Vajra, wonderful. If you don't feel uncomfortable, whatever was comfortable with the posture, then we really celebrate of the Buddha's enlightenment, Mahaparinirvana, conquering all the maras, and then as well as walking to the Bodhi trees, and all his many of major activity of his enlightenment activity, celebrate of that with our beautiful practices of this Bodhicitta vow periods. So now feel strong presence of the Buddha Shakyamuni, Padma Samye Ling, Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, all of the Bodhisattvas such as 8 Bodhisattvas, and then plus all the other great Bodhisattvas. Really feel strong presence there, and then we renew our Bodhicitta vows. Renew our Bodhicitta vows. So please feel strongly, really pull it. And then also we dedicated this merit for all the healing purposes. Healing of all the sickness, the trouble, the difficulty, what everybody is going through, trouble going, but also fundamentally cause of this all trouble in the Buddha teaching always is obscurations. So really heal, purify that obscurations, and then transform those obscurations, those fundamental, those negative causes of those negative emotions transformed into the wisdom status. So then it all becomes the display of the activity of the wisdoms. So that with those beautiful thoughts, and then now we practices. If you have this booklet, really we start with this booklet. This, and which is the ceremony of reciting receiving the vows of the Bodhicitta according to the instructions of the Padma Rinpoche, great master Padma Rinpoche.